All right, she says, let's go to the zoo. So we never heard the end of why I wanted to go to the zoo while we were in Europe, of all things, wanting to see the zoo. Correct, Jim?
Great.
Correct, Jim. All right. And the last thing I'm going to roast her about is that she introduced me to someone called Joe Ricker many, many years ago. Well, Joey ended in divorce, so what the hell did she introduce me for? I just want to say that I have known Susan for 49 years. So something must be going on that's good, or either that or I have a very high tolerance level. And I want to say that this woman has always shown me kindness, warmth, consideration, compassion, and above all, love, because in the net result, the only important thing in this world that makes it go around is love. So I hope you make it spin for the next 25 years.
A few years ago, Susie went to nursing school, and there is somebody here this evening who I'm going to spring a surprise on. I'd like MJ O'Brien to get up and say a few words about Susie, because she knows her very well going to nursing school.
Where is MJ?
Only one thing would make it worse, Susan, if you had a few things to say about me. It would have been terrible. Actually, I'm not prepared, but I was one of those 18-year-olds that I drove you crazy, right? You were in, I was saying at this table before, you were in Group A, and I was in Group B. Susan was a very good student, and I think my friendship began with you when I realized you were very bright, and you took the test on Monday and I took it on Wednesday. The nickel dropped. And then we were both from Brooklyn, and silly thing to start a relationship, but we had a wonderful relationship. I think I misled you on quite a few occasions. Hampton Bays, Spring Lake. I remember being out in Spring Lake, was kind of Irish, elite town, beach town. And I was in this big party house. And I remember waking up rather weary in the morning. And Susan said, let's go sightseeing. No one goes sightseeing in Spring Lake. There's a little, we're just getting ready for the next party. And Susan wants to go sightseeing. So that was, I said, who's this? Anyway, Susan and I have been friends since, met you in '51, but became very good friends around graduation, and have been very good friends ever since. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I really, thank you for having me and remembering me. Anyway, it was great seeing all of you and all of Susan's new friends. Which one? Which one? Yes, we were talking in the car on the way up. Ray drove me, and Dorothy and Peter. Peter's my date tonight. What happened over the years was that the Zambitos and the O'Briens got together. We didn't know each other, but we were all from Brooklyn. And we had a mirror image, like there were two boys and a girl in my family, and then Ray and Peter and Susan in the Zambito family. And then our parents got very, very close. Remember Susan? And this is more about Ray, but I always remember your mother telling the story about when you had those skinny little legs, you were like a chicken. This is great. I remember my mother and Mrs. Zambito talking about this. And Mrs. Zambito saying, Mary, my mother's name, she says, Mary, I overheard this woman say, did you see what Lucy got? Meaning Ray, these skinny legs. But anyway, we had this wonderful relationship for many, many years, and the families became very close. And it was because of us, and we had some good times. The roasting, I'm going to leave that because it will break up your marriage. Your children will be disillusioned. And God knows what else. So I'll keep all of that, Sue, I promise. Even if they torture me, I won't say a word, I promise. It was great being with all of you.
Thank you, this is so great. I have somebody else here who would like to say a few words. Roast, toast, whatever it may be. My sister Louise, all the way from California.
Thank you. I don't go back as far as some of these people, but I have known Sue for a while. I can look back at the time when they got married. Unfortunately, I was at the point where I had a lot of kids, got married really young, and I couldn't make it to their wedding. So probably a good 9-10 years before I actually even met Sue. And I was a nervous wreck. Born and raised in California, I never knew anybody from New York. You know?
Foreign country.
Right, it was to me, you know. So I says, okay, one time Jim was coming down and he finally said, okay, I'm bringing Sue. Or, no, we came here first. We came, I don't know, somewhere here. And I was petrified to meet Sue. But honestly, I want to tell you, the first time I met her was like I had known her all my life. She has, I mean, I get choked up when I talk about Sue, because to me, I shouldn't be up here, but Sue was probably the best thing that ever happened to my brother, for one thing. And to me, Sue was like my sister. I will love her until the day I die. She treats me like I'm one of her daughters or sister or whatever, and I think of her as one of my sisters. I have nothing bad to say about Sue. I don't even want to roast Sue. I just want to tell you all, she is one wonderful person, and I thank God that I was able to make it tonight.
I don't know if anybody would like to get up here, but I would certainly like to see one of my children up here to say a few words, or all of them, collectively. This is not going to be a roast, this is going to be the toast. Come on, everybody. Come on, all you guys.
No, I'm not.
Come on. So everybody move at the same time.
Yeah, wait a minute, they're tripping over each other.
What about Mark? Where's Mark?
Where's Mark?
Mark,
Bubs.
you go up there, Mark.
You're the spokesman, Mark. You've been elected.
Please.
Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. Go on, go for
Come on,
it.
Mark.
All right.
Pick on a little kid, right? Just because I'm youngest.
My baby.
You're also a comedian.
I don't exactly know what to say. You've been an incredible mother.
Yeah, I know.
How do you mean that?
I'll come back in a few minutes, okay?
I know that somebody who has known Sue longer than anybody other than her brother would like to come up and say a few words about her. Bubs.
Come on, Bubs.
Well, I'm not going to roast her.
Oh, sack it to her. Not that I'm through, you can do whatever you want.
I don't want to do this because I just want to roast her, and I'm going to cry too. Yes, I've known Sue. I gotta catch my breath. As you probably all know, my father, maybe you don't all know, but my father and her father knew each other when they were boys before they got married. And of course, Sue and I had known each other when we were little children. We used to get together with our families. But I really never got to know Sue until we were married, both of us. And we moved to New Jersey, and I met my nephew. And I liked Jen. I really did.
Wait a minute, we're talking about Sue, not
Anyway, all I can say about my relationship with Sue is it's probably a very close and dear relationship. It's, you can't even say what it is because it's a feeling that only two people have between people. And I think I understand how you feel. It's one of those things where you don't see each other for a long time and then all of a sudden you get together and hey, anything goes, right? It's just a fabulous feeling of warmth and love, and it is love. Sue would do anything for you. Of course, there are times. Oh, I can't roast her. I wouldn't roast her.
Force yourself, force yourself.
How about I said, her brother could say what he wanted because he's a brother. And
True.
And Julia over here. Julia lives far away. I live here. No, she knows how I feel. And all I can say is I'm grateful with all my heart that I had her as a friend. Always have been, always will be. And hey, you know how I said it before, we're like sisters. We have been for many years now. And the family, I mean, Ray, God, not Ray. Ray. It's been a great family. I'm sorry Peter couldn't be here. It would have been wonderful, I'm sure. But, this family is a very loving and very wonderful family. They're a very good family. They're a family that sticks together no matter what. Look at these kids. Really, we're very blessed. We all are. And all I can say is, hey, we love them. God bless you.
Okay, folks, it's open mic. Anybody else who want to come up?
Bring my beer with me this time. As I said before, I don't know exactly what I want to say. I guess I'll just speak from the heart. And that since I've known her, which is the least of all the children, 24 some odd years, she's been a wonderful, caring, supportive, loving mother who's always been there for you no matter what. Always has an ear to listen to your problems and usually some good advice. Is very intuitive about things and has lived many years and has had many experiences and uses those experiences to try and help her children and other people around her and her family and friends. Through this evening, I've had a lot of different flashbacks of different things and different things have popped into my head and basically just ever since I can remember that I was a child, she's always been there. And when I was a kid, very young child, I was very clingy to my mother. I remember when I went to camp.
And to us.
Everyone except for John. I was very clingy. I went to camp. My first summer, she was a nurse at camp, and I refused to leave her side. I would cry and cry and cry, and I refused to leave her side, and I think she almost lost her job because of it. And I apologize for that now. I was only like 4 or 5. And basically what I'm trying to say is there's always been, I think anybody that knows her well enough to know what she's like and who she is and what she's all about, knows that there's an immediate closeness with her. As Louise said, you felt automatically like you'd known her all your life. She gives off this comfortable feeling like you can be yourself because you know that she's being herself. There's no fronts, there's no gimmicks. She's herself. She's, like Ray said, she's up front. She's a front stabber. She never bullshits about anything. She cuts straight to the chase and has always been very honest and has instilled values in us that I believe will keep us decent human beings like she is, and I only hope that I can be as good a parent to my children someday as she has been, as she has been to me and my brothers and sister. To know her is definitely to love her. although sometimes she gets a little too worried about things. Sometimes she gets a little annoying, but that's a mother, and there's nothing you can do about that. But we still love her. I guess what I'm really trying to say is I love you with all my heart. And I'm very grateful that you are my mother. You've been nothing but decent and kind to me for 24 years, and I hope for the next 24 years you will be. And I only hope to someday to emulate you and your values and the decent and true good human being that you are. I love you with all my heart.
Any more? Anybody else want to get up? Okay, then I guess it's up to me now. Raymond just reminded me of something that he had asked me when he first met me in New Orleans. And this is when I was going with his sister. And he looked at me and he said, "Are you a bullshitter?"
He's a real front stander.
He says, "What the hell are your intentions with my sister?" And I said, "I love your sister. I don't want to marry her." "Oh, okay." I asked Mark if he could find a song for me tonight to sing to Susie, but it wasn't available. The song is "The Wind Beneath My Wings," which is exactly what Susie is to me. She's always been in the shadow, I've always been in the forefront. But the song goes, "Did you ever know that you're my hero and everything I want to be?" And that's how I feel about my wife. I love her very much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful marriage through thick and through thin. And I hope she had a great time tonight, because this is friends, this is relatives, this is love. Thanks. We have to hear a few words from our birthday person.
But before that, I'd just like to invite everyone to cry right now, just to get it over with, and then we can have a good time after that.
Keep going, Mike.
I'm not much for public speaking. As Jim said, I'm usually in the shadow. I'm overwhelmed tonight by all of you being here, by your expression of love and caring. Truly overwhelmed by seeing people from out of town. My brother Dorothy, Mary Jean, my sister-in-law Louise, my son John, George and Millie, brought tears to my eyes. To see all my dear friends from Wellesley, those from Brighton, my neighbors, friends on the fringe who I haven't seen for a long time, like Lou and Pat Potterano, Gail and Charlie McCann. I just can't express how deeply touched I am this evening to have all of you here. I hadn't wanted a special birthday celebration at this point in my life. I really wanted to wait till I retired. But I love you all dearly. I'm truly touched to see all of you here. And I thank my husband and my children, especially for this wonderful surprise. Thank you.
By the way, since Mark is now the DJ, you can all get up and sing, you can dance, you can do anything we want to do. Party's on. Let's go.
No, go to work, Mark.
There are songbooks over there. There's about 5 blue songbooks, and pretty much most of the songs, some of the songs don't work, unfortunately, but most of them do. If anybody would like to sing a song, on karaoke, then just come up and let me know what it is, and we'll get you up here. Presents? Okay, we're going to do presents now.
So they're older. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm sorry you couldn't be with us tonight, Tommy. Is she all right?
Oh, it's like chicken parm. I'll let this, I'll let the review and sit and pick. Okay, sounds good.
Is the video still on?
Yeah, we just put it on so we can get Mark walking closer.
Does that pick up the sound over where she is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it picks up everywhere.
Well, as long as you speak, I mean,
Does it pick up the sound that I'm doing?
When she was just talking, oh,
Eek.
it picks up everything.
John, want to get in front of you?
Oh, you're not in the way the camera is. Don't worry about it.
Janet, I totally understand that expression. Don't ever leave me.
We have to be respectful to an old lady now.
Thank you very much. I will enjoy spending this with delight.
Yes. Whose delight you're going to spend it?
Not turkey delight.
you're not Mediterranean like.
There's a screw here. That's not good. No. No, that's there. There one in there? I can't tell. I need a light. Yeah, I'll just hold it up. Good thinking.
So many songs. Why don't you get a headache looking at it?
Oh, he's fine. Oh,
Frank Sinatra, Cole Porter.
Oh, nice.
Michael Huntsman.
He's very good. He's good.
I'll enjoy them for years to come.
Very good.
Duets, yes, it is.
Great, I gotta get that. I had a heart attack too. I was getting lower and lower and I made the right
All right, tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, there.
Oh, excellent.
How pretty. Peg and John, our first, dearest, and closest friends in Massachusetts, and Mark's godparents. We have been blessed with them from the very beginning of meeting them.
We also had some great parties together.
And costumes. Charlie? Charlie Hoyt? That is that in Hollywood? Is that yours?
I sang something.
Is it on? Is this thing on? Oh, yeah, the red light. It's on, Jim? Okay. Now, wait a minute. Is that only for photos or for sound and photos? It's both things, huh? Oh, my God. I've been yelling like a banshee.
Oh, that belongs to him.
The chicken spit. You like those little pieces here? I'm a nitpicker. No, I'm a chicken picker today.
Walter and Sue Sue, thank you so much. This is an invitation to dinner later on, and it says that
Scupper Jacks.
they would like to take me out to dinner, and I can invite you if I want to.
said to her,
When I want to add an anecdote, is that a few weeks back, our granddaughter, who was 5½, called and said, Grandma, would you like to come and have dinner with us tonight? And I said, yes, that would be very nice. And she said, may I speak to Grandpa? And I said, well, he's not here now, he's out on an errand. He'll be back soon, would you like him to call you back? She said, yes. So Grandpa calls back Christina, and she says, Grandpa, would you like to come to dinner tonight?
I missed it. I didn't miss it. I thought it said.
Charlie, this feels like another special epic.
I was thinking when Mom was up there, it was great if we could have the kids go up.
Oh, hell, good movie. Excellent movie. Oh, that's great.
These are laser discs. Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire, My Dream Is Yours, and The Dawn of Sound 3, It Sounds Fabulous. Charlie, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. It's simple. It's like a film type of
Those are chickens.
chicken picture, video.
Does this go with The Line of Fire?
That's Line of Fire.
Calzone.
That'll light a fire.
It's really good. Sausage and pepper.
Thank you, Jim. Watch out.
Are they
Will be enjoyed.
Hey, Jim, can you take it?
Yeah, you're in poker night tonight.
Jim, can you take it?
I think.
Watch your mouth.
I think that.
Yeah.
I'm going to share it. Age has its privileges, you know, and I'm older than he is.
Yeah, but he's younger. He can outrun you.
Not necessarily.
How do you think she caught him, though?
It's all right, Jim. You know, I'm right next door to her. Okay, don't make noise.
And you walk in your sleep.
Listen, when Judy used to first come up to visit us when we were in Massachusetts in Brighton, she and Jim are car show aficionados. And I used to go to bed and leave them on the sofa bed.
And we made our
watching horror shows. I don't know what on it before I went to bed.
In our pajamas.
And what a horror!
Oh, what a horror that was.
But we loved everything.
The truth comes out.
Housebreaker.
Does this say you're beautiful, George?
Put the mic on it.
Just laughing.
Is that all it is?
Hey, listen. She's a front stabber. You can be one too.
So there is rules and regulations on the backside of that.
Oh, we're supposed to read them now?
I know.
Yes.
Oh, she is? She's supposed to read them? Not now?
Read what?
The rules
Rules
and
and
regulations.
regulations.
You didn't know, you didn't read it either.
There's no
right?
rules.
Maybe
You
I
just-
can
No, on
use
the
Jim
other
for his
side. It
birthday.
says it. I saw it from this side.
This is a long letter for Dorothy, which I think I will read later.